What is up, guys and gals? Welcome back to the Nerd Castle for the next episode of Super Awesome Don't Starve Shipwrecked. My name is Splattercat. We are still expanding our operation, just putting in the basics right now in order to keep things all nice and squared away. And by squared away, I mean chested away. My chests are not exactly squares. They've got kind of like an expanding trapezoid ending and kind of a semicircle across the top. However, we needed a whole bunch more chests, and so that's what I'm doing right now. We're probably going to need 5 to 6 of these little guys. I tend to feel like they look better if I space them like that. When I put them in straight lines like bam, 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 I don't know. It doesn't do anything for me. I like them when they lean slightly like that. I think it goes better with the viewpoint of the game too. That tends to be why I do it. Also, I like things to be organized in my bases. I always try to keep things like, oh, our limpets are going bad. Okay, well, let's eat those. I don't think we have the stuff available for surf and turf or anything right now. But I'm just going to eat those real quick because our health has been really, really subpar lately. And unfortunately, I like my golf game to be on point, like my A game when I'm rocking it. I like it to be up there, you know what I mean? So anyways, if we could turn our game into like birdie or maybe even to eagle. I hate golf. Golf is the worst. Golf is just the worst. I don't understand what people enjoy about it. I think that stems from the fact that I was forced to play golf by my dad when I was a kid. Like every Sunday we had to go play golf. And I hated it then. I still hate it now, and he'd still make me go and do it. Just be like, well, I need a golf partner. And I'm like, seriously? Are you serious? Oh, look at that. We can make a stuffed aubergine. That'll be nice. I needed crock pots, and I can make 2 of them. So I'm going to make 6 bricks real fast. 6 bricks to get my kicks and then get my fix of whatever I can stuff inside my super awesome crock pots. Crock pots, where do I want you to exist? Well, if I pick up the seashell, it would appear to me as though, I don't know if I want them up here, if I want them down here. I think I'm going to go for right here. The other thing that I'd wanted to do is I wanted to sandbag my base, but unfortunately sandbags seem to lack some permanence right now inside the confines of the game. I've had troubles with it so far. Your sandbags tend to fall apart after a while, and it becomes, why is this crockpot not situating? Crockpot, why won't you situate? Is it that grass right there? Did that grass look at you in a mean way? Is that grass upsetting you? I'll take care of it, crockpot, don't worry, off with his head. That's gonna bug me. Alright, we gotta do some reconstruction here. I need all of these little grass plumes to go away. I'm actually just going to use them as a fire source. It's not that huge of a deal right now. I need to set some stuff up to rot, too. I may pick some flowers off another island and leave them out here to rot so I can fertilize all that, so that our supplies will be secured for the future. There we go. Much better. Perfect. Couldn't have asked for a better assembly. Let's go ahead and replant our crops very, very quickly. Now, what these allow you to do is they allow you to make very, very efficient, very good foods out of essentially like things that you have on hand anyways. So for example, if you get a dragon fruit out, you can use a dragon fruit and like 4 sticks or 3 sticks and it'll make a dragon fruit pie, which is like the best thing ever. You can make all kinds of random stuff in here, although pivotal among those is meatballs. Meatballs is a recipe you can make it a lot of different ways, but it restores like half your hunger. And you can make it with monster meat, which is really sort of the good part. This should probably come out ratatouille, I think. I'm not 100% sure. It'll either come out stuffed eggplant or it'll come out ratatouille. But stuffed eggplant is also very, very good if you're trying to get health back and other little things. It'll help you keep yourself squared away. Now, these top chests are going to be for oddities and other random stuff. And so while I have them here, gold would count as an oddity, I think. This is going to be for main resources. And so if we just have like random building materials around, I don't have any problem throwing them in there. I'm going to keep the 20 stack on me, I guess. That all seems fine. I'll probably throw those in there too, just because I got nothing better going on with the bamboo. We'll leave that alone for a minute. We're going to need a lot of bamboo. We're going to need a lot of sand if we're going to sandbag later on. But now is not the season. Yeah, there's our stuffed eggplant right there, which actually sounds really, really delicious. Stuffed eggplant sounds really good. I'm not a big eggplant fan, but I think that if you stuffed it with like stuffing and like seasoned meat or something like that, I think I'd be, oh, we already have coins in there. All right, well, let's resituate here. Take you guys, take the stingers. We're going to need those as well. Alright, so my oddities can go in here. That definitely sounds like some guy that wrote a book way back in the day about sailing and fighting with cyclopses and shit. It was like the uber awesome adventure by Myotides. Like, damn, Myotides, where you get all these stories from? He's like, I plagiarized them from Louis C.K. Just doing what everybody else does. Just doing what everybody else does. I should probably go pick up that treasure bottle up there. I'm not an alcoholic, I swear. It looks like we got another treasure over on that island, too. And so now that we've gotten ourselves nice and sated and we're kind of settled in, I think we gotta get the treasures, because what's gonna happen here is we need gears and some other stuff. And gears do not become readily available in this expansion until pretty far into the game. And so if you're trying to make good stuff like a refrigerator, or if you're trying to make some other like random little things like the ice box, flingamatics, things of that nature, the only way you're going to be able to do it is by digging up treasure chests early on. It's the only way I've been able to do it. So I don't know if it's 100% correct, but I'm going to say it because I have the microphone. Anyways, I don't know if that's entirely true, so somebody will have to correct me. However, I've had trouble getting gears in the early game, whereas that's never been a problem that I've had in Reign of Giants. And so in this expansion, I dig up a lot of treasure chests. It just seems to be a really nice way to get your hands on a bunch of red gems and some other stuff from around that are going to fill in the gaps on some of your like non-scientific pursuits, some of the more mystical pursuits. Because I do think that it's important that we get ourselves like a prestidigitator and a bunch of other stuff all nice and conjured up before we go too far into the game. When I go through these areas, I always try and go through and clear out the fog of war. I just don't like the way that it looks on my map. And so typically what I'll do is I'll try to get rid of some of these spots right here. There's also an item in the game right now that you can use to get rid of them a little bit more efficiently. It's the spyglass. It uses up a fair amount of materials, so I wouldn't recommend like doing it all the time. We can also gamble over here, which I think might not be the worst plan I've ever had. However, I don't know what happens if you get the 3 skulls. That is a factoid that I have never managed to figure out. Never had it land on 3 skulls yet. I've had it land on food, and I've had it land on some other stuff, but... Alright, so we got some bone shards right there. That's going to be useful. We got some cocoa nades. We got a boat cannon, so that's pretty cool. The boat cannon's going to be helpful later on. Not right now. Not right now, but it will be down the line. We've also got a cocoa nade right there, which is pretty sweet. I'm going to assume that that's not nearly as chocolatey as it sounds, because if it was, I'd be getting super excited right now, like uber excited. However, that is the excitement that you get when the Uber driver's about to arrive at your house, and you know, I wish you would not do that. No, do not dig that. Please don't. Okay, fine. I'll put on the machete so that you will then pick the grass properly and not annihilate this entire field. This would also probably be a really, really good time for me to gather some sticks, since we appear to be quite low in that regard. I need to break some of those skeletons for some more bone shards, too. That'd be a really, really good plan. I think we have a mangrove like field over there too. A little bit of limpets over here. That'll be alright. I mean, I don't really need it right now because I got the stuffed eggplant. However, is my health like... I don't feel like my health is recovering right now. I really sincerely do not. I feel like my health is in a really weird place. Like maybe I'm taking... Maybe it's because I got in a fight with spiders or something. That's got to be what it was. So the boat cannon can be equipped in the light slot on your boat. So you can choose to have either a lantern or a cannon. The lantern is better if you're being migratory and you can't go back to shore in the middle of the night. However, the cannon is quite exquisite. If you ever get attacked by like random like sea hounds, or if you get attacked by, there's these little, you know, the horse guys that hang out near the chessboards in Reign of Giants that drop the gears that you need to build like everything magical and also mechanical. Those guys exist in this game too, but they start spawning in the ocean after your first winter season. And once they start spawning, they're kind of obnoxious because they mortar you and they shell you nonstop. Like, they can get up against the shore and they can, like, shoot bombs at you and all kinds of stuff. The cannon helps you fix that because you can fire bombs back. And yours happen to do quite a bit more damage. Or at least maybe because the enemy doesn't try to evade them, they deal more damage. And it's pretty sweet. These cocoa nades, I kind of feel like I should figure out what these do. You gotta light it first? Like... Huh. I'll have to play around with it a little bit more. I'm gonna swing around to the left-hand side. We're gonna head up. Ooh, I don't know if I actually want to hit this entire thing. We gotta gather up our seaweed's gonna go bad pretty quickly. And so we need to jump back in here. If you wanted to see where that goes, it goes right there, and it puts a little gun on the front of your boat. And it is every bit as useful as it sounds. It's actually kind of nice to have around. You're not going to use it a whole lot at this phase of the game. It's going to be largely pointless aside from just like, you know, random entertainment like shooting things with cannons. Like if you wanted to shoot a jellyfish with a cannon, you can do that now. The other thing, I guess you can go fishing with it, maybe, but it seems like a bit of overkill, especially given its offensive capabilities and how useful it is for later. And since we got one for free, I think I'd rather sit on it for right now. Sitting on a cannon's a bad idea. That seems like a great way to get yourself blasted into oblivion. However, I think I'll probably just leave it on the front of the ship for right now and just not stress about it. Where did we get bee stingers from? Like, where were the bee? Oh, there's bees on this island. Okay. That actually sounds like it might be a great idea. Bee stingers are useful because they allow you to make vehicle repair kits, which, if you're going to be sailing around a lot, you probably don't want to be like wasting materials every 5 minutes repairing your boat. So you don't want to be wasting materials every 5 minutes building new boats, and then you just accumulate this fleet of 20 HP boats. You can repair this stuff if you have a boat repair kit. You can get one for free if you go back to the island you started on and you hammer the wreck. You take a hammer and you hit the wreck. You can get a free repair kit that way. But otherwise, you need cloth, and I think you need bee stingers. And having 10, 15 of those around is never a bad plan. I think we're probably just going to explore for a little bit, see what kind of islands are around. People seem to enjoy that kind of stuff, and I actually enjoy it too. One of my favorite things about this is just sailing around looking for treasures and useful things, so come on, magma pile. Got a couple of gold out right there. We are almost out of flint, and so I think stopping off over here is going to be a smart idea as well. It looks like this island is mostly just going to be... Oh, really? You can get red gems out of these? I had no idea. It says she's... So with the Krishers, yeah, she can stand right in them. She is immune to fire. That's pretty sweet. When they say immune to fire, she's immune to fire, like, for sure. Like, she can stand in the middle of the little Krishers and be perfectly fine. See how much more gold I can get out of this thing. Doesn't seem like there's any monkeys around, so this should save us a little bit of trouble. The gold is going to be useful for just about everything in the game, and if you can get yourself like a really, really solid supply of gold early on, which it looks like this map is going to be fairly stacked with it, it's weird. The first playthrough that we did, I couldn't find gold anywhere, but my last couple playthroughs have all been extremely fortunate. The gods of gold have been very, very, very generous. I feel like the fire looks a little bit different, although I like the graphic for the fire. It's got kind of like a long dark thing going on where they use like minimal colors for it. I think that looks really, really good. I'd like to look around for anything else on this island that stands out to me as just interesting. I very rarely get these little magma biomes that are not attached to anything else. And so I think if we just swing out and take a look, we know that we've got a gold supply over here. So that's really, really sweet. If we could find some way, they got to come up. I don't know if there's a good way to defeat the meteors just yet. I know people kind of scrambling with the new expansion because perhaps the content has not been implemented yet that allows you to avoid it. Some people have suggested at some point you'll have to make a sacrifice to the volcano in order to get the volcano to stop erupting, which actually sounds pretty badass. Maybe you got to take like a meat effigy over there. Although I thought that Wilson was the only person that could make the meat effigy because he's the only person with beard hairs. But they may have changed that. Like, you might be able... I think you could get them from bunnies or something like that. Like, shadow bunnies would drop hair. Oh, we got a living tree up here. Okay. Might be useful. I think I should probably take it down before I forget about it. I don't think he wakes up. I'm pretty sure you just get to chop him down and then he drops living wood. So... yeah, there's a little bit of living wood. I'll probably pick up these evil flowers, too, for now. She has a really, really available, like, readily available method by which to get her sanity back, so I'm not going to stress too much about it. I can just, like, set something on fire and stand next to it, and it should be alright. Like, if I do that right there, she gets a medium-sized arrow, and she gets sanity back pretty quickly. I mean, just standing by a campfire allows her to get her sanity back pretty quickly. So I don't tend to worry about sanity that much when I'm playing with Willow. She seems to be fairly stable by comparison to a lot of the other characters, unless something goes really, really, really wrong, which my hope would be that it would not. If the game's being nice and cordial, which it is not known for its better gentlemanly temper, but maybe it will be just for us. Let's head back off to the east. I'm going to try and get the bottle that's along the side of the island over there. I want the bottle on the side of the island because it'll give us more treasure, which gives us another chance at maybe getting gears. Oh, look at that. Spear guns. Where did those come from? Huh. Alright. Yeah, drop that. I want the spear guns. Looks like there's a freebie raft over there, too. Just in case you're into that sort of thing, but... You know, technically, I don't even think I need the boat lantern with her. If she can just carry her lighter while we sail, that'd take care of things pretty well. Wouldn't worry about it anyways. Seems good. Don't get wet, please. I prefer to not get soaked down by waves while we're out here. I'm trying really, really hard not to accidentally waste any of our cannon. I think it loses like 10% possibly every single time you use it. I may go gamble. I may go back. We got enough coins right now to where I don't think we're going to need them. We got enough gold and we've got enough gold coins to where I don't think we're ever going to have to convert our coins into gold nuggets in order to get by as far as our gold count goes. So seeing as we're fairly wealthy, our pecuniary resources appear to be stacking on up to the ceiling. Racks upon racks upon racks. I don't know if we're going to make it. This is a good opportunity to test out my lighter theory, though. We also need some food, so if we get dinner done... I wonder if you have to light these first. They didn't really appear to do anything. I mean, they've got big fuses on them, so I'm guessing maybe... Although how you would light it remains unknown to me. Trying to find this. There it is. Grab the message in a bottle. Exit the boat. We'll drop that right there. Let me get a fire up and started so that bad things do not happen. That'll also allow us to keep our sanity up a little bit higher. I think as far as food resources go, I'm going to cook up some nanners for right now. There we go. Much better. So now that we got our stomach slightly squared away, we got a red gem out of one of those stacks. That just blows my mind. I didn't even know you could get a red gem out of those stacks. It would stand to reason that you can get a blue gem. That maybe you only get the red gems because the red gems are fire gems. So it makes sense that you get them from there. They allow you to make like the fire staff and whatnot. Where's our next treasure at? Oh, it's right there next to our home island. And it looks like we've got a swamp biome over there. So that'll be helpful. That's what we're going to do tomorrow. We're going to jump off this island. We'll go around the horn right there. Just see if there's anything to see. And then we'll head straight south. We'll go for that treasure. And we'll probably call it a day right there. In fact, it might be smarter to stop off at home and unload some of our loot. Some of our lovely little things we've picked up along the way. With the dark pierce, stand on top of the fire. There you go. I don't know if the size of the fire matters, but I would like for it to help. Worst case is that I just pick up a bunch of seashells along the way, but her sanity should be pretty easy to recover if I just pay attention to it. Staying next to a fire at daytime probably make it go even faster, right? There we go. I'm going to pick that up just to top myself off a little bit as far as sanity goes. And then we'll jump back in the boat. We're going to swing around. Actually, I think it might be... I don't know what's faster. We'll just go to the right. Right hand seems friendlier for right now. It's like when I get a shot, I always want it to be in my right arm. Like the doctor always asks, and the nurse that does it, she'll be like, what arm do you want me to do this in? And I'll be like, some reason I feel better about my right arm. So I'm going to go with that. There's an empty bottle over here. We've already got a stack of those. The empty bottles are useful for later on when you're trying to make spy glasses. The living logs are useful. We've got some bubbles over there. If you follow the bubbles, it's the same thing as following a koalefant in the previous expansion. I don't know what comes out, though, when we follow that. And since I don't like fighting on my boat, fighting on a boat in this game, there's like a lag to it because the boat has to decelerate completely before your character will take a swing. It can be a little bit odd, and it can cause problems. We also need to harvest up some silk. I got to make myself a bug net. If I can make a bug net, we can start catching jellyfish. We can start catching some bees. We can break down some of their little hivey things. And then, after we break down the beehives, we can make our own bee boxes on our island, which will make our life easier as well. This game is all about increasing the comfort for yourself and making it so that you don't have to do a bunch of bullshit in order to get your, like, bare minimum basics done. Especially since from the bee boxes, you can harvest a bunch of honey, which can then be turned into candy, which is pretty damn good, actually. Candy If I recall correctly, Candy was pretty amazing back in the day. Does she get sanity back just by holding her lighter? God, that's amazing. What a fantastic character. A lot of people like the big guy. I forget his name. Wolfgang? I don't know. The big buff guy where the more food he has in him, the buffer he gets. I don't like him. I don't like him. I tend to ride the line on my food, so it tends to be at like 50% full to like, I don't know. I just don't do a good job at keeping my characters fed, and so I tend to not get the full benefit out of him. He actually chops and does work faster and also deals more damage in combat so long as he has a full stomach. But if you let him... Oh, there's a barrel over here. I don't know what happens when you attack those. I haven't done it yet. I'll probably launch a cannonball or something at it in just a minute. I'm starting to lose pieces of our boat, too, which is a little bit unfortunate. However, I think I've got the stuff on hand to make us a boat repair kit, so we should be able to get this thing taken care of. It doesn't need to be done right this moment, but it will need to be done pretty soon versus, you know, earlier versus later. I'd rather not drag my feet about it. The trees are starting to grow. That's great because we need more planks and more logs and things like that. The crops have not fully grown in yet, which leads me to believe that maybe I should go back and fight with some monkeys possibly. I don't know. We will sort it out shortly. I've got that stuff over there. Living log, you go in there. Other oddities, red crystal. Why do I have so many coconuts? Can you do anything with these? Let's play around with them and see what we get out. I'm thinking... Probably don't need the spear gun right now. The cocoa nades are going to eat up... Oh, look at that. You get... I didn't really want to throw that, but okay. I was actually just going to say we should drop these, so they're not taking up inventory space. We have like our own little pile of... We got like a brass monkey's balls over here. There we go. That's what they were talking about back in the day. I don't know if you've heard somebody say it's colder than a brass monkey's balls out here. But essentially, a brass monkey was this little divvy thing that held cannonballs. And so, they're in. So you get a fistful of jam out of those, huh? That's not too bad. That's not too bad at all. I may actually just endeavor to convert all this over then. Fistful of jam's alright. It's not like the best food you could possibly have, but it's a decent food. And so anyways, oh look at that, we got, how come we got fruit medley out that time? Interesting. Wonder if it has to do with the quality of the food. I'm not gonna question it. Getting ourselves some freebie health and some freebie food right now, so it sounds great to me. Whatever comes out of here, we'll get that sorted out in just a minute. I would suggest that maybe you keep like 3 or 4 dragon fruit pies around once you have enough of these guys all nice and slammed in. 3 or 4 dragon fruit pies will make it so that you never have to worry about like starving or anything like that. I don't know if I want to go to the swamp biome at night. Gather this grass real fast so it's respawning. Get like another big 40 stack of grass so I can start pumping out some ropes here. Perfect. And then where are my bee stingers at? So I got my bee stingers. In the nautical menu, the boat repair kit. Oh, it takes planks, really? Okay, so that's actually kind of expensive. It's not ridiculously expensive, but it's expensive enough to make you like stop and pause and be like, do I really need this right now? There's our first boat repair kit. I think the boat repair kit can be used multiple times too, if I remember correctly. Like I think we can take it and go... Yeah, it can be used 3 times, so that's what it is. And so it's going to help you very, very much expand the amount of work you can get done with a single, like, nautical vehicle. Let's spend the night here, I guess. I'm just going to use some fuel right there, and we'll just chill for a little bit. Sanity's already recovered. We're looking really solid on that side. We got grass tufts. Got another wood stack right there. Oof. Just don't know what I'm working towards right now. And in that situation, I find it's best to sit down and figure it out. So electrical doodads, I don't think we need right now. I do think we're going to need a couple more lightning rods. So let's get those done. Let's do like 2 more lightning rods. Thermal measurer might be useful. If not now, then a little bit later. There we go. Thermal measure is done. I'd like to do 2 of those guys right there, so let's mash out 2 bricks real quick. And 3 lightning rods should be, like, more than enough to ensure that we don't get ourselves in too much trouble here. Like, supposedly, I like to do lots of lightning rods. Some people said that I do this overkill. It might just be paranoia from when the lightning rods were first implemented, when there was lots of, like, weird things happening. However, somebody had said that it covers 2 screen lengths. Like, it makes sure that nothing bad happens with your 2 screen lengths worth of stuff. And so, I might be doing a little bit of overkill here, but you know what? We can always break them down with hammers later if we really, really need to. Since that's looking really, really good to me, and we're out of time for the day. My name is Splattercat. Thank you for joining me here at the Nerd Castle for the next episode of Don't Starve Shipwrecked. I will see you all in future episodes. I'm going to wait out the night tonight, and I will see you on the morrow. Hi-do, everybody. Thanks for stopping by.